Immigrants have always been part of Chicago. Immigrants helped build the city of Chicago, and our story is no different. We're the latest immigrant group coming to this great city and helping to build it well into the 21st century.
Many become architects, engineers, many become designers, many become tradesmen, and so that they're all part of this great immigration of the city of Chicago.
Clearly the Hispanic community is not a victim here. Is that we've never been victims, is that we are just the next wave of immigrants that are coming through. It's just like the waves of immigrants before us, the Irish, the Germans, and the Italians, is we have to move forward just like their generations have moved forward.
Most of the people in our community want the same things that everybody else wants. They want good jobs, they want to be able to send their kids to college, they want their children to have careers.
UNO looks forward to saying, I will help you get to where you want to go, but you got to make sure you're able to do what you want to do to get you to that step.
UNO began as a very traditional Alinsky-style organizing entity. It was a church-based organization organizing in predominantly Hispanic neighborhoods across the city, made up of smaller organizations in very traditional neighborhoods like Little Village, Back of the Yards, Pilsen, Southeast Chicago, and really engaging community residents and challenging them to take up leadership roles in their communities.
The idea started in 1980, but the actual creation of UNO of Chicago began in 1984.
There was a pivotal period in the city's history for the Latino community, and we could have gone one way or the other. We could have just asked for handouts and for people to take care of us, and that would have been our road. And that's not what UNO saw as the proper way to proceed.
The need for an organization that would give a stronger voice and would give more power to our community was very strong. And so when UNO came along, we made an impact from the very beginning. And we began working on these citywide issues as opposed to the local neighborhood issues. And the first major one was the school reform legislation that UNO played a key role in winning in 1988.
UNO, the power behind Chicago's Hispanic community.
School reform, that it's an impossible task. We don't think so. We think that our community is ready, our institutions, our leadership, to take this challenge on and make it a success for the decade of the 1990s.
My personal experience with UNO dates back to the 90s, which was when UNO was just starting with its naturalization campaign. Through that effort, 65,000 individuals became U.S. citizens, which is a great way to empower people.
From about 2,000, 3,000 people to as many as 18,000 people at Soldier Field be naturalized at one time.
This was long before immigration was the word to talk about. UNO was involved.
My family became citizens through one of UNO's naturalization drives in the early 90s. They had it at Our Lady of Guadalupe Church here in South Chicago. They were doing one of their workshops, and my parents went because it was publicized through the church. They went, they signed up, and I had to go along as well because I realized it would be important for me as well to become a citizen. So we filled out all the documents and we sent everything in. My parents became citizens before I did, and it was kind of funny because they would always give me a hard time because of that. So once I became a citizen as well, it actually did open up a lot of opportunity and open my eyes to how things were really operating in the world.
When they become American citizens, they're invested now. And now they have to invest themselves beyond their home and into their institutions, especially the schools. The school is a key ingredient to the success of our future community. That's ensuring that the little ones succeed as well.
I can just tell you that in America there is only one ladder we can offer to you. It's education. Education is that ladder of opportunity. And a lot of young people, if they value their education, have a good teacher and a good school, are going to get the chance they need here in this great nation. UNO understands that.
What the Hispanic community has clearly embraced is what so many other immigrant groups have also embraced, is that education is the key to moving ahead. What is so positive about what is occurring throughout the Hispanic community in Chicago, what is happening particularly with organizations like UNO, is that they are achieving great things academically for for their students and enabling them to thrive, enabling them to go on to college and be leaders in this country.
They're not sitting on the sidelines saying, you know, that's a public school system or that's somebody else's problem. For us to change the Hispanic education system, we're going to get involved in it because they know that the best way to improve any immigrant is through education.
The new schools that are built by UNO are very economical, very efficient. They are very efficient when it comes to the use of energy. And UNO really knows how to do it, and I think they can show many others across Illinois the right way to go.
The physical facilities are just beautiful. It's clear that the kids are engaged in learning, that they're happy to be there, that the professionals are dedicated.
They have great rigor in their academics, and they have a proven track record. They know about teaching and learning. They know about the basics of how education needs to work, and they succeed. Their schools are incredibly impressive. They have wonderful test score results. They are wonderful centers for the community where a lot of learning occurs and a great deal of achievement occurs.
But the other thing that really impressed me and wanted me to really help UNO partner with the state on the charter schools was the marvelous track record they have on building schools at a fraction of the cost that the public school systems are able to produce schools. UNO should be an absolute model to every school system in this state as to how to get things done and done right.
We provide an environment that's disciplined, that's safe, where kids walk quietly in a classroom. They're wearing uniforms. We challenge our parents. That's why we immerse our kids in English from day one. We make no excuses for them. And ultimately, I think what we're fighting is that stereotype of Latinos unwilling to assimilate. We are going to succeed, and that's what we're fighting for. That's what our community's fighting for.
You know, I think they led the most dramatic lobbying effort down in Springfield that I saw in many years. As a first-hand observer down in Springfield, watching the parents, the volunteers, the staff come down and talking to every single member of the legislature that they can talk to. And the fact that they were able to move downstate Democrats, downstate Republicans, and convince them of the need for expanding the charter schools in the city of Chicago and allowing UNO to build these schools. It was very, very satisfying and very gratifying, and it was very impressive.
And they were so creative and so lively and so, I think, just dedicated. It certainly won my heart, and I think many others here in Springfield. You know, they were committed to a cause, and I think that has always been the credo or the motto of UNO. Work for the public interest, the common good, and that does show itself every day.
There are many organizations that approach this in different ways, but I think UNO has really pointed the way for the new leadership in the Hispanic community for this next century.
Part of our strategy is to ensure that what we're doing here is not lost. It's not lost on future generations, but that we're actually grooming future leaders that are going to continue our legacy. MLI is part of that strategy. We're not content with just having the leadership that we have today, but we have to be thinking 10, 15, 20 years from now.
The MLI is a program that UNO created to engage young professionals to take on civic leadership, be it in the public or private arena.
And it is a year-long program in which Latinos are put in basically a series of meetings and do some readings and understand the public arena.
There's a lot of people out there who want to give back to the community, want to get involved, but really don't know how, and this has provided the means for that.
And these are just tremendous individuals that have the great capacity to make change for our community, really develop power and influence, because I think that's always what we've been about.
There aren't any other programs like the MLI program that really have made a strategic investment in the Hispanic community and cultivating that leadership and ensuring that that leadership has the right tools that it needs as it goes forward in redefining the city of Chicago.
I started with UNO many years ago, and today I can truly say that I'm a product of UNO, and really an example of what can be done with our youth when you inspire them to become involved in a civic manner and to take on leadership roles?
Well, I think the future is bright because what they're doing together is they're building the foundation.
It seems to me that they have really brought an awareness to the growing Hispanic population in a way that's very positive, that encourages everybody to participate in a way that's good, not just for the Hispanic community, but for our state as a whole. And for that, I'm very thankful.
We believe in family, education, hard work, patriotism. Those are fundamental values that tie us together. And UNO really, I think, exhibits those kind of values of helping your neighbor every day. And so I'm very grateful that we have such a wonderful organization in the land of Lincoln.
I think UNO has a great future ahead of it. I think a lot of what UNO has accomplished to date in the past 25 years is wonderful. But there's still so much more that they're going to be able to accomplish.
Some people say, oh, their bands are too big. No, they're not too big because they're thinking of everyone and not just a few.
We're in our infancy as an organization as well as a community. The future is ours, but we have to make right decisions. We have to make good decisions. And I would say so far so good, but the best is still to come. Daniel Burnham said, "Make no little plans. They have no magic to stir men's blood." And that's the motto that Chicago has always lived by. And I think that's the motto that UNO lives by as well.